Something sinister is afoot. Every time I record a TBR list video, something comes up to ruin it. I never get to read those books. In my professional opinion, this is known as a jinx. Because I've got like lots of other stuff that I've got to get read. It's like I don't remember that I've done things like put books on library waiting lists or asked my agent to send me arcs from someone's book that I love. Or the fact that I've completely neglected my NetGalley queue. And that's not even to bring up the fact that I've got a couple of books by friends waiting on my computer. Just on my hard drive, just hanging out. Waiting to get shoved onto my Nook. Yeah, including Michelle Vale's Undeadly. Why haven't I read it yet? I don't know. I don't have any excuses. Please refer to my summer reading list video as a suggestion, as a wildly rough blueprint of books that I maybe could have read. I think that this probably happens to a lot of people because now I've got an entirely new list of books that I need to read, and let's start with enveloping. It's not a box. I'm not going to call it that. Yeah, Morgan Rhodes, Falling Kingdoms. My agent Jim sent me this. Morgan and I share the same agent, and I knew that, and she wanted to read Velveteen, and I said, well, not unless I get yours. This is huge. This seems like a really big arc. This is going to be a weird-shaped hardback, I think. But I'm excited to read it. It's gotten really good buzz. So I went through my NetGalley queue, like I was saying, and found that there were 3 books that I wanted to read. Number 1 was Suzanne Lazier's Innocent Darkness, which is a steampunk book with fairies, which sounds good. And then there's The Wednesdays by Julie Bourbeau, which is like a lot of middle grade short stories, kind of paranormally weird, that kind of thing. And the other is Long Lankin by Lindsay Barraclaw. You know what, it just looks like a scary story and I want to read it, and I have it in my queue, and why haven't I been on it? I'm not on it. I'm terrible at that. Literally the day after I recorded my summer reading list video, a whole bunch of books popped up at my library that I had requested a long time ago, and I was on like 52-person queues to get them. You know, I don't know how people go through them so fast, but whatever. The first one is Brian McGreevy's Hemlock Grove, and if you don't know about this book, it's a werewolf horror novel that is being turned by the author and Eli Roth, the director of Hostel and Cabin Fever and other horror movies, into a TV series. Another book that I had been really interested in and like immediately put it on my library list was Sadie Jones' The Uninvited Guest. Sadie Jones's The Uninvited Guest, which sounds a little bit like a Agatha Christie novel, or like more like a Downton Abbey with like really bizarre happenings and a murder mystery and some horror stuff mixed in. Really kind of a weird genre bending mashup kind of thing. And then another book that popped up in my to be picked up at the library bin, Midnight in Peking by Paul French. This is a nonfiction story about a British woman who is murdered in Peking. It follows the investigation. I don't know. I don't even know if it was solved. I don't know that much about it. I know that it got a lot of really interesting buzz, and I saw a YouTube video, I can't remember who did a review of it, that said it was really awesome. And I also picked up book 3 of The Walking Dead. As you know, I need a graphic novel at bedtime. It's just way easier for me to get into. So you guys know I do a lot of walking, and so recently I have been listening to The Hunt by Andrew Vakuda while I've been hiking around and walking and stuff. And when I'm not doing that, I am reading Tiffany Trent's The Unnaturalist. This is an arc of that book, and it comes out soon, like the 14th of August, I think. So that's it. What are you guys reading? And do you find that you are also jinxed? This is obviously a question for the booktubers or for bloggers who make their lists public and then find that those lists are no longer valid, like within 25 minutes. Like as soon as you post them, something comes up and you've just blown your list right out of the water. Let me know in the comments, and yeah, we'll discuss. We'll discuss and evaluate and assess.